Okay, there we are, guys. So trigger points and reading the road, that's what we want to be talking about this evening. Now, what I want you to understand is that the thing about trigger points is about having a circumstantial solution. It's almost like perceiving the hazard and then having a solution, knowing what to do, knowing and understanding what the hazard is and having that in the background, but not focusing in on that. If you focus in on the hazard, you don't actually do anything about finding or driving or having a driving solution. So the whole purpose is just to go over that work we did last week and also to highlight some specific trigger points and some really obscure driving test solutions when you're in difficult situations in high volume traffic. Okay, so trigger points are about knowing what to do, not just what not to do, because often we tend to teach what not to do, and you come out of the theory test with all this knowledge of what not to do. In other words, when you get to a roundabout, you mustn't just drive in, you've got to give way to the right. But what is all the rest of the stuff to stage that correctly? And if you're in a natural driving position, you're coming up to a giveaway line, you've got this thing, okay, at the giveaway line, you should give way to the right and to the left if you're turning right. So you've got to know your rules there. But what else can you do? What are solutions if you've got lots of traffic? How are you going to deal with that junction in a way that's acceptable to the examiner? And that is safe. That is really important. So here we go. Trigger points and reading the road, knowing what to do and not just what not to do. Okay, all right, so the core problem. Theory teaches restrictions, not actions, which is true. Theory test teaches you what not to do, focus on restrictions and limitations. Don't enter the yellow box, leaves you thinking from scratch. Don't enter the yellow box and know you're going to be fined on the yellow box if you do end up stopping on it. Doesn't give you a solution on how to deal with it. It tells you you're going to be in trouble, but it doesn't solve it for you. The trigger points should give you safe outcomes. Missing the what to do plan, don't miss that. Knowing the rule, knowing the action causes hesitation, and not knowing those things causes hesitation and puts you under pressure. When you actually know what to do, it becomes a lot easier. Okay, so the core problems are that you are limited in what you come out with on the theory test. You know the restrictions, you know the not to do. How, when and what to do is what we are going after. Okay, all right, tonight we're going to cover some of that. So a trigger point, what does a trigger point do? A trigger point activates a pre-planned safe action. So you see something or something is about to happen, that's a trigger point. Now, what is the safe action that follows the trigger point? Now, if you know what follows the trigger point, then it's really easy to know what to do and you don't get hung up or forget what to do. That's the most important thing, is to know what to do and how that trigger point should activate that position you're getting into and how you can actually physically solve. It gives you pre-planning, okay? So you decide before the time how you're going to deal with it. So your personalized process of using that ability to pre-plan makes it easier for you. It eliminates hesitation and panic. Guys, nervousness. If you've got a solution, if I come to you, think about this. I say to you, okay, you're going to write a mathematics exam. And I say to you, in this mathematics exam, here are the questions and answers for the mathematics exam. Now, when you sit down and you do the mathematics exam, as long as you've learned the answers, it's a piece of cake. Same with the driving test. You need to have the triggers and the what to do in place so that you don't get in the exam and then don't know how to solve the problem. Okay, it eliminates hesitation and panic, and it takes over in your subconscious once you're trained. Certain things will trigger a thought process which you have trained yourself to do. So the trigger, you see something, you understand what's happening, and now you know what the various aspects are you need to evaluate to fully understand how to deal with the situation. And the moment that starts happening, the moment you start putting in things like, I'm going to turn right on this road, I'm going to slow down, what do I do? Where am I going to position? All those things are part of the triggering mechanism. And not just the situation of I'm going to pull over to the right. Sometimes that's not safe, okay? And if you've missed a cue there, that's the problem. So what a trigger is, I see, I understand, I observe. I identify a road marking, I see some road furniture like a signpost or anything, so that's road language. You know, you read the road language, you understand it. You recognize a specific bit like a mini roundabout sign or a traffic light, and now you know there's the traffic light, and your trigger is immediately find the stop line. Really simple. Little trigger that comes into your mind. Oh, there's the traffic light, where's the stop line? And if you do that all the time, you're not going to end up in a situation where you go over the line or just stop anywhere, because you have already demarcated where the stop line is. And if you see a red light and there's no stop line, you immediately, oh, it's no stop line, that light's not for me. Simple trigger mechanism.